everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. This video is all about what I experienced while I was pregnant, after I gave birth, and what I experience now. This video is also a collaboration with another mom here in Masawa. Her name is Annalisa. She lives here in Masawa. She makes mom vlogs and mom videos too. She has the cutest little girl named Riley, so you should definitely go check out her video and her channel linked down below. If you're here from Annalisa's channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I make videos every single Saturday, well at least I try to, so you should definitely subscribe if you like these types of videos. Now let's get into the questions that you guys asked. Okay, so I have 20 questions, right? Yeah, okay, so I have 20 questions and they're written down on here, so if I'm looking down, I'm looking at this piece of paper. Okay, first question, how was the first 72 hours after he was born? So he was actually in the NICU for the first 48 hours. So I didn't see him, Daniel got to see him. So really, I just healed the first 48 hours, and then the day that we took him home, he pretty much just slept all day, so that was pretty easy. It was after that was really hard. The first 48 hours home, it was super hard. All right, next question. Did you enjoy pregnancy overall? Yes. My pregnancy was pretty easy, pretty chill up until the very end. So I'd never had morning sickness. I never had really intense pains or anything, except for when I was about to have him and he was just so heavy that I couldn't sit down or lay down or walk, or I was out of breath. But really up until the end of the third trimester, I was fine. What was the worst part about pregnancy? So because I had a pretty easy pregnancy, I'm sure this answer will be different depending on who you ask. For me, I guess the stretch marks. I knew I was gonna get them, I just didn't know I would get so many, and for them to be so deep, like they're gonna last forever. And I can't do anything about it. What was the best part of pregnancy? I really loved always having him with me. It's like you had a built-in friend, basically. So just feeling him move around or kick when you're sad or if you're having a hard day, just knowing that he's there, and just brings so much joy to feel that. I don't know. Number 5, I got asked this question a lot. Do you want any more children? Maybe one more in like 5 years, possibly, maybe. Number 6, what did no one tell you about? What did you wish that you knew? Honestly, how many like breastfeeding issues I would have, I had the hardest time. It was so much pain, so painful. Number 7, did you breastfeed? No, I really wanted to, and I tried so hard, like I mentioned in the last question. I had mastitis for weeks and weeks and weeks. I had a fever every single day. I had pain every single day from it. I could barely get up and like lift my arm, let alone pick him up, and it was just a whole big ordeal. It was really hard to not be in pain and miserable all the time. Number 8, did you tear during delivery? Yep. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty minor, but I did, and that was painful, and stitches hurt. Number 9, so this is a pretty interesting question. I would have never thought to ask this, so I'm really glad. It's like not a typical question, I guess, but because he was a big baby, is a big baby, yes. Did you eat differently than you would in the States? So yes and no. Like, we don't have all of the fast food places that we have in the States, but we still ate fast food, and we ate a lot. I probably did eat more home-cooked meals and more like eat out, but it's not fast food, like ramen and yakisoba and other things that you can go out and get, but it's like Japanese home-cooked food. I don't know. I don't think what I ate had anything to do with how big he was. I think that's just genetics, because my brother was a big baby, Daniel was a big baby. I think big babies just run in my family. Number 10. Did you set up a nap time or a schedule for Wyatt? Did I? Yes. He is definitely on a schedule. He's been on a schedule since he came here. Since he came out, he was on a schedule. There was no way that I was gonna be able to do this without being on a schedule. So number 11, did I swaddle him? No, he hated it. He, I think, liked it for a day or two when he was a newborn, but after that he did not go to sleep if I put him in it. He wanted to stretch out, he wanted to kick, he wanted to spread his arms out. He did like the sleep sacks. Those have sleeves and it's just a zip up pouch. He liked those, but swaddles, no. But I'm really sad because I have a lot of swaddles. Number 12. Were you affected by postpartum depression? Luckily, no, but I did have some baby blues, which is normal. Baby blues is where you can be a little sad, but it's because of hormones and it goes away after a week or a couple of days. It's totally normal. A lot of moms have that. Postpartum depression is where it lasts for a long time and is more kind of like normal depression. So you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to do anything, and that it's like more severe. I do have a lot of anxiety though, always just worrying about him. I'm sure it's like normal worries though, but we all go through something. Number 13. How long were you in labor and how long did you push for? So I had a pretty short labor, thank God. My water broke and then I didn't start having contractions until maybe an hour or two later. But so I was only in labor for 6 hours. And it was pretty fast, pretty quick, but pretty painful. And then I pushed for about an hour. So little man's here did not like nap time today and decided he wanted to be in the video. So number 14, how was recovery? I think my recovery was pretty average, pretty normal. Of course I was in pain, everyone's gonna be in pain. It was hard to sit down for a couple weeks. But other than that, I think I healed up pretty quick, back to normal completely. Yeah, pretty average. So the next question, do you think motherhood has changed you? I'm sure it has. I'm not like a completely different person, but I would say that I'm more responsible, more mature, and I'm more organized. So with him being on a schedule, I'm kind of on a schedule, and I like to be on top of things like that. I'm sure everyone wants to know this. How painful was labor and childbirth? So I did get an epidural. I got an epidural about 4 centimeters, and my contractions were crazy. So my contractions didn't slowly progress and get like from 10 minutes apart to 7 minutes apart to 5 minutes apart to 3 minutes apart and all that. Mine went from having no contractions at all to them being 1 minute apart, and sometimes they were just seconds apart. I didn't get any breaks. I was in so much pain that when I think back to it now, I don't even remember it. I think I just kind of blacked out or dissociated from it to where I can't even think. Like, time went by so fast because I just feel like I wasn't even in my own body. But after I got the epidural, couldn't feel anything. I think I passed out just from being exhausted and just from feeling all that pain. I just instantly just fell asleep because I was so tired from just feeling all that. So, but when I was pushing, I didn't feel anything at all. I felt pressure, but it didn't hurt, so I knew where he was and I knew I could feel how to push, if that makes sense. They said I was really good at pushing him out. And I got him out within an hour, so he was in my ribs because he's a huge baby until I pushed him out. So that's why it took me an hour of pushing. Sometimes it takes people like 15 minutes. I will never That was the cat sneezing. I will never understand how you can push a baby out that fast, but it took me an hour to push him out. Question number 17. What is it like being married and being a mom in your early 20s? So I got married at 19, had him at 21. I think because of where I live, it's pretty normal to be married young. Of course, you know, military, everyone's getting married. But it just feels normal. I just feel like this is just how my life was supposed to be. Like, do I wish that I would have continued college? Yeah, but I think I would have done the same thing anyways, just because I'm in Japan and it's kind of hard to do school while you're in Japan. Number 18. How did I find out that I was pregnant with this one? So we weren't trying, but we weren't not trying. So we kind of knew, like, to check every month and make sure if I was or not. So I did, and I found out really early. And so Daniel was at work. I found out, didn't tell him until he got home. And I had this little watch box, and I glued a little grain of rice at the bottom, and I wrote, "This is how big our baby is." And then on the lid, I just put, "Surprise, you're gonna be a dad." So when you open the box, that's what he sees inside, and that's how I told him. Number 19. Did I have any crazy cravings? So I wasn't as put off by food because I didn't really have morning sickness. I was craving ice all the time, but I was really anemic. So that's just an anemic thing, but I didn't want ice all the time. I would beg Daniel at like 10 at night to like, please go buy a bag of ice for me, and I would freeze these little ice cube trays every single day, but I'm like, this is not enough. I would eat like a whole tray of ice in one sitting because I'm just that weird. Last question. What were the first signs or symptoms of you being pregnant? So I had these weird cramps kind of. I don't usually get cramps ever, so I knew when I had these little cramps that I could feel in like my lower abdomen that it was something was different. It could have just been ovulation cramps, I don't know. And then my boobs were a little sore because that never happens to me either. And I noticed, bless you, and I noticed that my skin was pretty clear, which is also kind of weird. So I don't know, those are weird symptoms, and I'm sure no one else experiences that, but I did, and that's kind of how I knew. So that is the end of all of the questions. Thank you guys so much for asking me them. If you have any more questions, let me know either on Instagram, Twitter, in the comments. Maybe I can make a second video sometime if I didn't answer your question. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up so I can know that you do. You should definitely go check out my other videos if you enjoyed this one. Thank you guys for watching. Is that a baby? Is that a baby?